Hi guys! So today's my first real makeup tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how I do my foundation. Now this isn't your regular everyday foundation. This is my full-on makeup routine. If I'm doing an event or something where I need to look like I know what I'm doing, or if I'm going out somewhere and I have a lot of time to do my foundation, this is absolutely everything that I would do to prime my face for makeup. Um, so this has everything from the cleansers that I use all the way up to the bronzers and contour colors and everything in between. So hope you enjoy and keep watching. Thanks. Okay, so I've already started by cleansing and moisturizing my face. Right now I'm using a cleanser, which is the Bioderma Sensibio H2O. It's a waterless cleanser that you put on a cotton pad and then just wipe over your face. Sometimes if I'm breaking out a lot too, I'll also use this. This is the Neostrata Toning Solution Level 2. So this one is, I believe it's a 8% glycolic and 2% salicylic acid toner. So really good if you have those rough breakouts. This is what I'm using as my moisturizer right now. It's the La Roche-Posay Effaclar K moisturizer. I think it's mostly geared towards like adults with acne. So starting the actual makeup routine, the primer I'm using is Smashbox Photo Finish. It's just their regular primer. I do sometimes use their light primer because in the summertime I can get a little oily. Everyone does, I think. And I find this just helps my foundation last throughout the day. And it makes it easier to put my foundation on because I have a long wear foundation, so sometimes it'll set as I'm trying to spread it. Okay, so for on those days where I want a little bit of extra radiance, I have this here. It's the Smashbox Illuminating Serum. I think you can get this online. I don't know that they sell it in stores though, but I just take a little bit of it and kind of dab on my cheeks. And this goes under my foundation and it shows through a little bit. I still do use a highlighter and everything, but I just kind of like the way it makes the foundation look a little fresher. So next I have my eye primer, and I know everyone kind of has their favorites, but I really love this because it is my eye cream. It is an anti-aging eye cream, not really something I'm hugely concerned with right now, but it is. It's an anti-aging eye cream. It's your primer. It helps to fight dark circles and bags, so it kind of just does it all. And the best part about it too is that you can use it from lash to lid, which most eye creams you find yourself kind of doing this motion, and for me, I like something that I can just put on quickly and easily. So this one is the Cover FX Eye Prep. Comes in a little tube, and then when you take off the cap, it's a little pump, so you can really get everything out of there. I usually do about literally half a pump, if that even, little tiny bit. This stuff lasts me like a year at a time. I just had to buy my second tube I've ever had, so that's kind of nice. So I put lots on under the eyes, kind of massage it gently, and then on top of the lid, all the way up to the brow. And even sometimes if I have a little bit extra, I'll run it through my brows, just so it'll help my my brows stay in place, and helps my brow pencil stay on a little bit longer too. Okay, so now for the actual foundation routine. I'm using the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear. I was kind of leery of this at first because I put it on and I was like, oh gosh, that's thick. But once you learn to play with it, it has actually become my favorite foundation. And this is where the primer comes into play because it'll start setting almost immediately on your hand, and you'll notice it's quite hard to get off afterwards. It really is a long wear. So I start from my chin. It's a little light right now. I've got some sun. I probably need a shade or two up, but such is life. Bronzer will even it out. It's one of the hardest things about summer and foundation. I'm fortunate enough to have a full a full spectrum of foundation colors, but most people just have, you know, their year-round foundation. The nice thing about this setting so quickly too is that you can go back over spots where you have blemishes. I find I've been using a lot less concealer lately because you can just go right back over those spots once they've set and put a little bit more on for extra coverage. I tend to kind of dab it on because if it's still a little bit wet and you kind of smear it through, you'll see the streaks and it'll dry like that. But it is definitely a higher coverage foundation for sure. It does make a big difference, but it is a really nice texture, especially when you put it on with the primer. It goes on really smooth. Okay, so next is my concealer. For my under eyes, I always use this product here. I found it recently and I've just been so excited about it. It's called Eye Bright by Benefit. Thing I love about it is I find I've always had a problem with caking on concealer under my eyes, and no matter what, it creases, and you try and put a powder on to set it and it never works. So I feel like less is more when it comes to concealing under eye circles. So if you can get something that's a high coverage but also as a color corrector all in the same go, it really does help. So I just put a little bit of that where any of the darkness is, a little bit in the corner, and then sometimes I go under the eye a little bit because I have kind of some redness and purplish colors right under my lash line. Usually I put a shadow over top of that anyway, so it's not a big deal. You can blend this out with either your foundation brush or your finger. It doesn't really matter. And you have bigger circles than you did before. And just kind of blend it out onto your cheekbone and the bridge of your nose, so you don't look like you have big white circles on your eyes. Okay, so it looks a bit light now, but when I get my powder on and everything, it all evens out. I usually don't put too much concealer on after this point because I use a lot of powder, but for the sake of those people who like to use concealers, I'll show what I do. So this is the Lise Watier Portfolio palette. I call this the Pale People palette. They have two other colors. They have their standard palette, which has the purple corrector in them, which could easily replace something like this. It has the green. I have it kicking around here somewhere. I'll have to find it later. They also have a dark palette too, which is meant for deeper skin tones. So I usually just put this on with my fingers. I take this olive color here. It actually is nice because it says right on the back there's all the different colors. So there's like rose, cafe, beige natural, beige, and it explains to you exactly what you use them for. So even if you're not, a color corrector or makeup savvy person, you can still use this. So this one is the kind of olive colored one, so it's supposed to go over top of red blemishes. This is their peach beige, which is their universal corrector. So it's just a regular, and you can mix them too. I mean, you don't even have to use them necessarily one for each thing. It's really nice if you're a makeup artist just to have this kicking around because you can blend so many different colors, and the coverage is beautiful. If you set it with a powder, it'll last forever. And I'm just taking the extra and kind of throwing it wherever I need a little bit of help. You can even use this as your highlight and contour. I prefer to do it with a powder. But there's your dark color for sculpting, so you can take a little bit of it and go right under the cheekbones.